Chester and Gill by Carol Faulkner and Anne James. Read to you by Miss Keating. Chester and Gill lived in a bowl of water. It wasn't a very big bowl, but it had some shiny pebbles in the bottom and the water was crystal clear. "What a great day to be alive," said Chester. He did a quick lap of the bowl, followed by a double somersault. A whirl of happy bubbles fizzed their way upwards. "Is it?" said Gill. Chester chased the bubbles to the surface, then nosedived to the bottom of the bowl. "Life is what you make it, Gill," he said. "So you said yesterday," said Gill. Chester performed a dozen playful pirouettes and came lip to lip with his bowlmate. He looked at Gill's droopy eyes. "What do you want to do today, Gill?" "I'm just going to float over here today," said Gill. He picked a spot by the side of the bowl and stared at nothing in particular. "Well, I feel like I could change the world today," said Chester. "Good luck," said Gill. "It's all in the way you see things, Gill," said Chester. Chester swam over to the smooth-skinned pebbles. They were hard and shiny like glass, like ice. Then he saw it. There was one that stood out from the others. It was bigger and icier. The more he looked at it, the bigger and icier it grew. It towered over everything. The water felt chillingly cold. It was very cold and very dark. Chester shivered and swam past the iceberg. In the distance, he could see something else. The sight of it took his breath away. This was not just any old ship. This one was huge. Bigger than huge. Much bigger. It thundered around the waves and it was heading straight for the iceberg. Chester froze. He knew he had to do something quickly. But what? Chester dived sharply. Faster, faster, must warn them. Chester flew through the water like a torpedo, his heart beating wildly. Faster, faster, here we go, now! Chester broke the surface like a rocket, launching himself into the ice-cold air. It was the flying leap of his life. He sailed through the air as if in slow motion. The iceberg, like a white giant, rose behind him. The great ship, looking bigger than ever, loomed in front. Chester wriggled his free-flying body to and fro so that his shiny scales flashed and flickered in the darkness, and with the last of his strength, he yelled as loud as he could, "Iceberg!" Chester fell to the water exhausted. Had they seen him? Had they heard him? The night erupted in a flurry of noises and commotion. Shouts and sirens, grinding engine noises filled the air. Chester held his breath as the ship changed course. He couldn't watch. Would they make it? Chester peeked through his fins just in time to see the ship glide ever so closely past the iceberg and onward into the night. Phew! There was a distant sound of clapping and cheering and then a rousing cry of, "3 cheers for the goldfish! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!" Chester smiled. Snowflakes began falling on the water's surface. Gill swam up beside him. "I bet these fish flakes taste extra yummy today, Gill," said Chester. Gill munched mechanically. "Same as always," he said. Chester danced to and fro between mouthfuls. "Well, you know what I always say, Gill." Gill sighed. "I do, but you're going to say it anyway." "Gill, my friend," laughed Chester, "life is what you make it."